Donetsk region, Bakhmut direction. Fighters of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade prepare to storm Russian positions. Despite the danger ahead, the mood is calm and focused. Weapons and ammunition are checked and distributed. Some soldiers rest while others inspect their gear. The fighters talk about their training and previous combat experience. Each of them is able to operate different types of weapons. The 3rd Separate Assault Brigade is known for its high level of preparation and experience in complex assault operations.
І ми там прям по 12 годин пахали фізично, і я вважаю, що
каждый умеет работать с любым вооружением, которое у нас есть, которое нам дают. На первом Бахмуте нам делайте, что хотите, типа, но чтоб...
The assault group begins moving toward the frontline positions. Another group is already waiting closer to the enemy line and is ready to support the main force. Soon, the command to begin the assault is received. The fighters take their positions and prepare to open fire. The firefight begins. Assault troops fire from assault rifles and machine guns under the cover of an armored vehicle, which also uses its heavy machine gun. The fighters who are waiting in forward positions leave their shelters and join the battle. Fire is continuous and intense. It does not stop for a second. A fighter is wounded. He crawls away from the line of fire on his own and reaches a shelter where he will wait for evacuation. Moving while wounded is extremely difficult, but every second matters. Combat medics are alerted and prepare for evacuation.
Прошу, роз'єбі їх з СПГ! Постріл! Є! Крий! 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 Петух, блядь! Есть возможность сдаться, блядь! Выходь нахуй! Кидаю гранату!
The fighters advance rapidly under constant covering fire. A wide range of weapons is used: assault rifles, machine guns, under-barrel grenade launchers, handheld grenade launchers. They move closer and closer to the enemy position. Trophies are taken from captured positions to replenish ammunition during the fight. Human strength is limited, and no soldier can carry unlimited ammunition. Captured enemy weapons and magazines allow the assault to continue. The enemy is offered a chance to surrender, but refuses.
Крайний, блядь, ванку грузить, нахуй! Давайся, живой останешься! Мужик, сдавайся, не вдавайся, иначе охуярю гранату! Ебай гранату, да! Там по полю пидоры стреляют еще! Поля, да, поля, справа, ебать!
Some fighters use AK-74 rifles with optics. Others use standard versions. All weapons are unified inside the assault group so that ammunition can be shared. Ideally, the same weapons are also used by the enemy, allowing captured ammunition to be reused. Even during the fight, fighters take short turns to drink water and recover. While one soldier rests, another provides cover. This level of coordination allows them to fight almost shoulder to shoulder without hitting each other.
Димоуха упала. Жопа.
Не моя. Возьміть,
Сука, с поля рандомили, давай
Тянулись в сторону. Мы оттянулись в сторону.
One fighter is wounded in the finger by shrapnel, but continues to operate.
Было бы эпично, если пуля.
Дай дим! Дай дим!
Drone footage shows the enemy position burning. Their ammunition explodes.
Живий, блядь!
The position is fully cleared.
Живий, давай! Вилазь! Там така його! Все, жмур!
Ти прикинь, сука, ти мене виглянув, блядь. В мене їбаш в очередь.
There is a short pause in the firefight. Weapons and ammunition are checked. Some fighters smoke or eat briefly, while the machine gunner continues suppressive fire. One of the fighters transmits coordinates to artillery and requests a strike on an enemy firing point. While artillery works, the assault group regains strength. An armored vehicle remains nearby, ready to evacuate the wounded if needed.
Пускай накроют точку 3, 4, 5. Оттуда по нам ведется огонь. Как принял? 100-300. Как чувствуете себя? Охуевший, да, Николай?
Гораздо лучше, чем до аварии.
Там кулемет і підпалив КП подальше. Якось так.
А чим ти були?
А в итоге ще вийшло підпалити БК.
Кулеметник все?
Да еще раз запомнил. Перекурим, я еще раз сейчас зайду.
Нафиг нас! У нас тяжелый 300! Тяжелый 300! Сука, 4 положили,
Тримай, тримай, тримай.
я буду бігати. А ну,
Вот и вот. 12, нихуя.
Among the trophies is a captured AK-12 rifle, normally used by Russian forces. Even during combat, fighters manage to eat and rest in turns. Briefings and coordination are conducted directly in trenches. The professionalism of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade comes from constant training and rehearsing assault tactics at training grounds.
Ты что, подохуевший или что стоишь?
Землей вкуснее. Это что было? А? По нам отработали с сапога. По нам отработали с сапога.
Да, Мон 50. Да.
Ты трижды мой герой.
A tank joins the operation, It fires both its main gun and its machine gun. The tank's role is to suppress enemy fire and allow assault troops to reach and occupy enemy positions. For the enemy, a tank has a powerful psychological effect. They either flee or hide deeper in their trenches.
Второй танчик, смотри.
A shell hits near the assault group's shelter. There are wounded. Immediate first aid is provided. One fighter has a facial wound but remains conscious and calm. He promises he will leave the position together with his brothers. Being an assault infantryman is the hardest role on the battlefield. They are always the first to advance and face the strongest resistance.
Не вижу ни одного пята. Бля, братан, осколок твой упал. Хочешь, покажу как выглядит? Забери на память. Терпи пока, братан, терпи. Терпи и смотри на меня. Бей.
Влади, он может стоять на ногах?
Ты можешь стоять на ногах? Ты уйдешь со мной?
Не надо, пусть пока не двигается. Ты его затянул?
Тут
Базарь с ним, базарь просто с ним. Проверяй,
Все,
как
братан, тогда мы заряжаем парням по... Да, пал по болоту.
A wounded fighter is carried to a safer position. He is loaded onto a vehicle and evacuated to medics. The command to withdraw is given. The position has been successfully taken. Regular infantry units will hold it, while the assault group pulls back and evacuates their wounded. The assault was successful. Enemy positions were captured. Wounded soldiers are evacuated for treatment. Those who remain continue the fight for Ukraine's independence. Support the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade and the Defense Forces of Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
Шифруется нахуй. Это всего лишь ёбаные обстрелы.
Let us return to the year 2023. At this stage of the war, fighting around Bakhmut had already become one of the most intense and brutal confrontations on the entire front line. This footage shows counter-offensive assault operations carried out by the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. The combat zone stretches more than 7 kilometers, covering trenches, forest belts, destroyed buildings, and fortified enemy positions.
Під бугор дорожний. Продвигаємося під дорожним бугром. Ми закидуємо цю хуйню гранатами, займаємо, зачищаємо і закріплюємо.
Там є піде?
Пацани на 12 будуть критися, буде якось.
Це якась залупа.
А якщо забаранять?
These assault actions did not take place in a single day. They continued over several consecutive days under constant enemy artillery fire and drone surveillance. During this time, Ukrainian units conducted repeated assaults, rotated personnel, evacuated wounded, and returned to combat positions again and again. The intensity of fighting did not decrease. According to confirmed operational data, 254 enemy soldiers were eliminated, 444 were wounded, and 12 were captured alive. Additionally, Ukrainian forces destroyed 51 units of enemy weapons and military equipment. These figures are not estimates. They are confirmed through battlefield observation, drone footage, and post-operation reports. The 3rd Separate Assault Brigade is one of the most combat-experienced assault units in Ukraine. Their fighters operate in the most dangerous sectors, where failure is not an option. Selection into this brigade is strict. Not everyone passes. Candidates are tested physically, psychologically, and under extreme stress conditions. Only those who can remain effective under fire continue training. One of the fighters is wounded during the engagement. Despite the injury, he remains conscious and continues fighting. He reports his condition to command and confirms he can still operate. Only when the situation allows is he evacuated. This level of discipline often makes the difference between success and failure. Assault combat means operating at extremely close distances. Enemy positions are often just meters away. There's no room for hesitation. Ukrainian fighters use a combination of small arms, machine guns, grenade launchers, hand grenades, and coordinated movement. Every step is calculated. Every movement is covered. Captured enemy soldiers are searched, disarmed, and escorted to the rear. They receive first aid, water, and food. They are later transferred for interrogation and detention. This treatment stands in sharp contrast to the documented abuse and execution of Ukrainian prisoners by Russian forces. Officers and non-commissioned officers coordinate the assault in real time. Radio communication is constant. Commands are short, clear, and precise. This level of coordination prevents friendly fire and allows units to react instantly to changing battlefield conditions.
Де? Поняв, плюс. Зліва ТМ-ка, парні. Я там не пройду. Трохи лівіше. Там наші працюють, так? Крию! Увага, форт!
Enemy soldiers are repeatedly offered the chance to surrender. Ukrainian forces follow the laws of war. However, many Russian soldiers refuse. Years of propaganda convince them that surrender means torture or execution. Some choose death instead of captivity. Others choose life.
Прямо идем. Крейв. Пробегайся вперед. Я не могу. Шипуська. Прямо, прямо. Рух. Право, пидор. Зліва два пидора. Я не знаю, братан. Потягивай. Братан. Спартак, дивись нори. Важко дихати. Блядь, да, вижми, есть.
All of this is recorded using helmet-mounted cameras, not for propaganda, but for analysis. After each operation, footage is reviewed frame by frame to identify mistakes, improve tactics, and reduce losses in future missions.
Сзади кабразы! За Титана, нахуй!
When the firing stops, soldiers check each other. Weapons are reloaded. Positions are secured. There is no celebration, only silence and preparation for the next mission.
Плюс, кто такой тут, нахуй?
И там остаетесь 4 минуты. Больше 4 минуты. За нами.
Пацаны, надо двигаться.
Забігаємо в розрив, нахуй, не хуярте з холма. Бігайте в розрив, пацани. Група зайшла в розрив, група заходить в розрив.
Combat continues. One fighter fires a grenade launcher while moving under cover. Another suppresses enemy fire with automatic weapons. A bullet strikes a backpack instead of the soldier's body. Luck plays a role in war, but preparation and discipline play a much larger one.
Я бачу.
Ті сібалися, пацани, ті сібалися.
At times, enemy soldiers are less than 2 meters away. There is no time to think. Only training and instinct remain. Some enemy fighters panic and flee. Others freeze. Some never leave their positions.
Откат район без 100, без переждать арту.
A grenade launcher strike forces the enemy to retreat. Ukrainian troops enter enemy trenches. Some enemy soldiers attempt to escape using armored vehicles. Artillery strikes follow. The retreat is stopped.
Смайл. Ще раз, вище трошки.
Поїдеш на концерт, любе. Або до Кобзона! Гондон.
Давай, прикриваємо.
Один із цих двох 200, ви його со стрілкатні зняли. Один 200, один ще тимчасово живий.
Давай, ПКМ.
The unit advances to a new position.
Осколком в голові.
Suddenly, enemy fire erupts. Russian soldiers fire blindly, unable to clearly identify Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian fighters respond calmly and accurately.
А, сука, заліз. Зараз я їм, сука, вийду. О, ще один.
Третій. Картоха цинкуєш право, ми з кулером йдемо вперед. Кулер, якщо там буде шмата на вході, ти її від... Не треба, скидай на.
Surrender is offered again. It is refused. Enemy soldiers hide in shallow trenches. Drone reconnaissance confirms their positions. Precision fire follows. A grenade is thrown. The position is cleared.
Пацани, трофеї мої. Єсть.
Там буде подарунок для тебе.
Я забрав якусь, блядь, шляпу нахуй. 2К12 РПГ-7, прийом. Заход. Нема ніхуя, пацани. Єсть? Нормально? Це наша чи чужа? Стара, я... Задор, зв'язок. Всі відійшли?
Галімий підар, сука!
Одного я прям хорошо попав, їбать.
Он, сука! Стоп,
Це пізда, я тільки бачу, як вони вилітають. Іменно одного я прям бачу, як він падає, потім повзе, коротше. Блять, скажуть, люди не можуть стріляти, та ніхуя.
Почему бегал? Слева, блядь! 300! Иду!
Wounded Ukrainian soldiers are evacuated under fire. Armored vehicles approach as close as possible. Medical aid is provided immediately. At the same time, prisoners are removed from the combat zone. The battlefield never stops moving.
Отдупляйся, говорю. Окей. Нужно... Давай. Я наложил турникет. Нахуй, блин, да.
Найди блиндаж, прицелься. Начнешь стрелять, хэви рывок.
Давай! Погнали! Есть!
Выходишь, сука!
Вылазь, блядь!
Victory comes at a cost. Ukrainian forces suffer losses. One wounded soldier walks out on his own. Another is killed after an enemy falsely signals surrender. These moments define the reality of war. These soldiers are not fighting for medals. They fight so their families can live in peace. They fight so civilians do not have to hide in basements. They fight because there is no alternative. This is what modern assault warfare looks like. Close, brutal, relentless. Thank you for watching. Support the Ukrainian Defense Forces. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. This documentary tells the story of a 3-day defensive operation carried out by a separate company of the International Legion of the Armed Forces of Ukraine near the village of Pervomaiska in the Donetsk region. What began as an attempt to assault and relieve friendly forces quickly turned into a fierce and intense battle to prevent the enemy from advancing further. Usually, this assault company chose its own battles and dictated the tempo. This time, the battle chose them.
The trench, we later find out it is a lot longer, but all the Ukrainians have heard.
We now see assault troops of the International Legion moving toward Pervomaiska. Small arms fire can already be heard as they advance. They must move quickly to find cover and establish firing positions. Enemy artillery and mortars open fire. The fighters enter trenches that provide relatively good protection. They begin coordinating their actions and preparing for further movement. This is the first day of the operation, and they must carefully prepare for combat inside the village itself. These fighters came from different countries to defend Ukraine as volunteers. They chose to defend a foreign country after witnessing Russia's aggression and injustice. Enemy artillery continues to strike their positions. Drones observe them from above. Some fighters are already wounded. Others suffer concussions. For now, they remain in cover and coordinate with other groups approaching to reinforce them. They communicate constantly, checking whether everyone can continue moving. Some fighters are forced to withdraw due to their condition, while others press forward.
Get cover, get cover.
Ryder, this is Dave. I'm not getting anything.
The guy, one of my guys in front of me, he was standing up to withdraw back.
Hey, can you guys move? Are you able to get up and run if we go?
Tweet yelled out, I need to move, pull back.
Yeah. We know. Just tell them, let's go, we just go. I'm not getting comms either.
We gotta get moving. Sweet, can you walk it up? Head to back. We gotta get it down. Yep. We gotta go back.
Yeah. Let's get up. Suicide drones move.
Back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, guys, we gotta get Sweet out now.
Let's just go back. Ready? Moving!
We gotta get you back.
All Legion fighters undergo strict vetting. Command language in the unit is English. Whenever possible, interpreters are used. Upon reaching the village, they occupy a partially destroyed building that still offers shelter. The enemy remains at a distance, relying mostly on artillery. The village is heavily damaged, but the Legion finds a shelter with a generator, communications, and defensive positions. Some fighters lag behind and must be called forward into cover. They finally regroup and take a short rest while shelling continues.
Let's go.
One of them must be. I don't want to walk. Moving.
Sweet, out, please.
Full contact with the enemy has not yet occurred. The main task of the first day is completed. They reach Allied positions and prepare to defend the village. Foreign fighters play a major role due to their previous combat experience in other wars. Some arrive with their own weapons, mostly marksmen and snipers. Others receive weapons upon arrival. Most are trained to use standard Ukrainian weapons, AK-74, AK-47, and PKM machine guns.
What's wrong? Get up! Get up! Have to run!
He starts yelling and shit, and I yell at them to keep coming, like, let's go, don't stop, don't stop.
Go! In Swede! What? In. Is Swayze okay? Yes. He's with Swede in the first trench? I can see. Get in. Yeah, get in, go. Sorry. Get in the back. Get in. Oh, my leg. Oh. Fuck it up here. I fucking said it. Where is Swede? Swede's still out there?
Further.
Come here. Neil, fucking breathe. Neil. Breathe. You got direct into the trench as well. Right up there. Let's get going first. I don't want to fly here. I don't want to leave there. Get down there, okay? Get down there, take your plate carry off, okay? Breathe. Get in there! Gonna get that. Yeah. Need to get here. Or Sweet comes up. I don't know. I don't think he's. Oh! Sweden's still out there. Is it just you here? No, yes, Sweden. Sweden. Leave that backpack outside just there.
Under a chest still on it and a tourniquet on his leg.
I need someone at least full security. Can you shoot? Yeah, I can shoot. Here's my rifle. Let's go. Well, then we only have 3 to carry.
You can just drag him. Front.
No.
Drones.
The group continues moving across open ground and finds enemy bodies. Enemy mortars strike the field, which is also mined. They evacuate a wounded comrade under fire. Fragments explode nearby, forcing them to drop to the ground repeatedly. A command is shouted to take shelter inside a building as fire intensifies. Inside, they can briefly rest. Faces are blurred because some countries prohibit their citizens from participating in foreign wars. Yet these volunteers answer a call of justice and come to Ukraine to defend it.
You're right off the path. Yeah, it's small. Switch hands. Hang on, buddy! Watch the ground. Quick.
And it was going good, and then
Go, get, park. Where'd you? This lot.
and then a third building.
We have to move! Go inside, get inside! Just get the fuck inside!
We believe like Swede was dead at this point. He wasn't breathing and he was on hand. We only had one dead then, and all we could do now was set up security and wait for them to fall.
one Swede back across the field here. We were 2/3 of the way, and then another round hit like 10 meters in front of us, and I was like, no, there wasn't a fourth one that came, thankfully.
Scary to walk outside with drones and everything.
So bleeding, like coughing up blood.
He was bleeding out.
Yeah. Do you think he would have died back here if we had a grenade?
He's gonna translate that they'll get the kid. We can get one sweet. Yes. He definitely is. He's trying to find
Thing going on in modern warfare, so it's probably one of the most scariest moments I've had in the war.
We wait till nightfall and then we put Swede on a stretcher and we bring him back to the evac point.
Or just walking out in the open, trying to get to a position in the middle of a city.
Ryder, we're going to move along the road to the south, okay?
So we step off on from the
These fighters have experience in modern warfare, including drones and robotic systems. After 2022, drone warfare became most widespread in Ukraine. Ukraine is now one of the most heavily targeted countries by drone strikes on civilian areas. The fighters must move quickly, changing cover frequently. There is a high concentration of Allied forces in the village, allowing movement from house to house. Some are ordered to climb to upper floors, despite severe destruction, to improve observation.
Fuck, mate. Russian suicide drones in the air. Spread out, spread out. Yeah. Right. Upstairs. Yeah, upstairs.
And I remember just looking across the open field.
Movement continues. Part of the group scouts ahead, others remain in cover. Enemy aircraft strike the village. One mortar round hits the building where the Legion is located. Volunteers from the USA, UK, Chile, Mexico, Italy, France, and other countries fight here regularly. Many say they have never experienced combat of such intensity. Movement becomes nearly impossible. Drones adjust enemy artillery fire, spotting fighters between buildings. They remain in cover, waiting for shelling to stop. No bombardment lasts forever.
They see me through this little hole I was in, so I back off. I wait there for you to come in.
They're attacking from that way. I think through that east. Under the rubble just there. Yeah, it came from top, I believe. Fuck. We're good! This is the second time I've been hit in this position though. Third time. Ryder, this is Jay, over.
Swede took a ricochet. I believe it damaged the magazine on his.
Can you try? He's telling us to move like 600 meters down the road.
I'm not getting him.
I'm on channel 2.
Same.
Weapon or in his plate carrier.
Roger. We're being engaged by, I think, 2 fucking tanks. We can't get eyes on fucking... Rod watching for us. As well, we can't move anyway right now. Over. Anyway, everyone good? Yeah, everyone's good so far. Fucking a few close calls, but we're alright. So we're just fucking waiting out. Yeah. This is Dave. Which direction is the BMP at?
The right side.
Too much direct fire. Where is that BMP? Is it Russian?
You will have to be moving on the right side of the road towards that position.
What?
After a while, especially the drones. So,
Ryder, this is Dave. we can't leave here 30 seconds. We're still being engaged. Positions are. There's a tree line running south. I don't see a road, but I see the tree. Does anyone have optics?
Yeah, get it on us.
Khan. I need you to get eyes out this way.
This 3-day operation becomes one of the fiercest in the Legion's experience. Commanders coordinate movements from command posts using Ukrainian drones. The fighters request optical devices, but none are available. They were likely taken by reconnaissance teams. Every soldier has a defined role. Recon units must carry optics. A direct hit strikes the building, filling it with dust and smoke. Fortunately, the fighters survive. They move down into the basement, where it is safer. Any wounded soldier has a loss of combat strength and must be evacuated as soon as possible.
Get downstairs! Get downstairs! Go. Yeah, come left. Go.
a few minutes later, I'm down the stairs.
I got it.
Myself or Khan there because we probably would have been dead just.
Ryder, this is Dave, over. Shooting. What? We cannot leave here if they get closer.
I tell the command that we can't go leave, so.
Not high enough. What? It's not high enough. Ryder.
South burning BMP. That is a south for your position.
The fighters take defensive positions as enemy assault preparations are reported. During an assault, artillery usually stops to avoid hitting their own infantry and vehicles. Constant coordination with commanders allows them to see the full battlefield picture.
Is going to be walk the street. If you receive my transmission, over.
With Fenian.
Roger that.
Fenian. Yo. Right here. Down that tree line is apparently a pavement road on the right side. He wants us to go down all the way, or whatever, like around it 50 meters. Russians there. He wants us to go along that tree line to him. Yeah.
We're getting him.
I pissed on myself. Sounds like it's holding.
Thank you for watching. Leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Essentially,
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. We thank all fighters of the International Legion of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and wish for this war to end as soon as possible. See you in the next video. Kharkiv region. Kupiansk district. This sector remains one of the key operational directions for Russian forces. Control of this area affects logistics routes and the stability of the entire northern front. Ukrainian forces conduct active counter-assault operations here to deny the enemy freedom of movement and prevent the buildup of reserves. The assault is carried out by fighters of the Kraken, a special operations unit known for high mobility and forest combat skills. The operation begins with movement through forest terrain. Enemy troops use well-prepared hideouts, dugouts, and concealed observation posts. Such positions are designed to remain invisible to conventional patrols. However, Ukrainian assault groups detect them using drone reconnaissance, visual observation, analysis of terrain disturbances. Once detected, positions are marked and neutralized. This reflects a core principle of modern assault warfare: information superiority before physical contact. Rocket artillery supports ground movement, striking deeper enemy positions. Drone operators maintain situational awareness and adjust fire in real time. After neutralizing enemy soldiers, fighters search their equipment and documents. This intelligence is used for follow-up assaults and mapping the defensive system. Airborne drones are carefully coordinated so they do not interfere with friendly units, a sign of mature battlefield integration. A second assault group advances using armored vehicles. 3 armored cars with heavy machine guns approach the tree line and immediately open suppressive fire. Before dismounting, forward elements had already cleared landing zones to reduce ambush risk. Smoke screens are deployed to protect dismounted troops. The vehicles withdraw after deployment, reducing vulnerability to anti-tank weapons. This is textbook combined arms assault. Infantry, armor, and concealment working together. The group advances toward a dugout suspected of containing enemy troops. A grenade is thrown into the entrance. A machine gunner provides suppressive fire while assault fighters advance. Simultaneously, another element attacks from a different direction, preventing the enemy from regrouping. Wounded fighters appear, but evacuation is immediate. This demonstrates one of the strengths of Ukrainian assault units: continuous casualty evacuation without halting the operation. A wounded soldier is loaded into an armored evacuation vehicle and sent to a stabilization point. A captured enemy soldier is evacuated as well. He is promised food and medical treatment and transferred to rear areas. At the same time, troops continue pushing forward to new lines. This reflects a dual priority: combat effectiveness, humanitarian compliance. Modern systems are actively used: FPV drones, reconnaissance, UAVs, precision artillery, Western supplied optics and launchers. One reconnaissance drone system used here costs close to $200,000. These assets allow Ukrainian units to detect armor, identify troop movement, guide fire, disrupt reinforcements. Enemy armored vehicles advancing toward Ukrainian positions are destroyed. Russian infantry attempts to use their vehicles as cover, a tactic that fails under drone observation.
Все красиво, техніка їде. Пробуємо, пробуємо, Куджо, пробуємо. Яточка нахуй! Своя! Своя! Не уйобуй, пацани!
FPV drone operators launch multiple strike drones. Enemy tanks and armored vehicles are destroyed. The role of FPV drones cannot be overstated. They have transformed battlefield economics, destroying vehicles worth millions with systems costing thousands. A Ukrainian tank supports the assault by firing into forested cover, suppressing infantry positions. Russian reinforcements arrive by infantry fighting vehicle. Artillery engages. The vehicle begins maneuvering erratically and crushes its own dismounted infantry in panic. Finally, Ukrainian artillery destroys the vehicle. 155mm cluster munitions supplied by Western partners are used to strike concentrations of enemy troops. This shows a layered fires approach: direct fire, drones, artillery, armored support. In another settlement in Kharkiv region, drone surveillance identifies enemy troops in courtyards. Mortar fire is directed. Russian infantry retreats. Ukrainian assault groups move in cautiously. Because civilians remain in the area, heavy weapons are restricted. Despite high enemy concentration, surprise assault forces the occupiers to surrender or flee. Large quantities of weapons and ammunition are captured.
Сильно. Главное не кровотечение, цепануло просто.
Ukrainian fighters provide medical and humanitarian aid to civilians. Enemy troops had lived inside civilian homes while residents hid in basements. Numerous weapons caches are discovered. Captured equipment supports future operations. Evacuation of civilians begins. Most remaining residents are elderly. The pattern is clear. Military success enables humanitarian stabilization. Ukrainian assault troops are trained for forest combat, trench clearing, armored assaults, urban fighting, civilian area operations. They operate in small teams, supported by drones and precision fire. Their professionalism lies in coordination, discipline, adaptability, technological integration. Unlike mass infantry tactics, these units rely on maneuver and precision. The Kupiansk sector remains one of the most intense zones of the front. This operation shows modern combined arms tactics, high integration of drones, rapid casualty evacuation, effective urban and forest clearing. It also shows the character of Ukrainian assault troops, fighters who combine courage with tactical intelligence. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Fighters of the 3rd Army Corps dismount from an armored vehicle and prepare to storm enemy positions in a forest belt on the Eastern Front. Inside a dugout, final coordination takes place. At the same time, a field team deploys with drone support to conduct immediate aerial reconnaissance of the exact positions targeted for assault. With constant eyes in the sky, the unit maintains real-time battlefield awareness. The drone provides critical intelligence just moments before the attack begins, allowing the assault group to move with precision and confidence. The soldiers locate an enemy dugout. Several grenades are thrown inside, followed by small arms fire to clear the position. After securing it, the fighters take cover in the former enemy shelter and methodically continue advancing in the enemy's direction.
Все, надо займать укриття. Що ти заникався?
Обережно, контрольно, обережно. Север, наліво.
Drone surveillance confirms enemy presence, but resistance collapses quickly. The sector is cleared, and the group pushes forward.
Север, плюс.
Drone operators and the unit commander identify another shelter where an occupier is hiding. This individual signals his intention to surrender, discards his weapon, and moves toward the Ukrainian assault troops. Lying on the ground, he claims to be from Azerbaijan and says he is not fighting for ideology, but simply trying to survive. However, trust in such statements is limited. These forces entered Ukraine as part of an invasion. The prisoner is escorted to cover and questioned for intelligence that may assist further assaults on nearby positions. He appears unwell and is given water and time to recover. He is then transferred to a shelter where other soldiers and multiple prisoners are being held. Medical aid is provided. Meanwhile, the assault group continues coordinating its next steps. The prisoner is moved carefully as he appears to be suffering from a concussion. Reconnaissance continues, with the commander and drone operator surveying the area for additional threats. Enemy troops are again offered the chance to surrender. They respond with gunfire and are met with return fire. Another prisoner is captured during the engagement and provided medical assistance before being escorted to shelter. The forest area is densely fortified, requiring a systematic and comprehensive clearing operation. Prior to this assault, extensive reconnaissance had been conducted. Artillery, drones, and various units worked to weaken enemy positions and minimize risks for the 3rd Army Corps assault teams.
19. Благодаря таким як ти. Я йду воювати.
Братан, дивись, треба, щоб вся твоя лінія змістилась метрів 50 вперед.
Выходи, сдавайся! Выходи!
Ти откуда прийшов? Яке укриття ближайше? Оттуда?
Оттуда йшов сюди? А куди йшов?
Потерялся. Везде стреляют.
А що ти хотіли? За ту сторону воюєш. Голова, два уха. Воевать пошел.
А меня заставили подписать контракт.
Как жмурили вас, будем жмурить дальше. Пока не...
Она идиотов.
А что, текать собрался?
Я иду вообще,
Не
я
ори.
не знаю. Нас выгнали, говорю, как свиней.
Кто выгнал?
Командир. Я бы лучше не хороший для кого-нибудь.
Все, ти будеш сьогодні для хорошого діла працювати, допомагати нам. Щоб ми теж поїхали додому разом з тобою.
У вас есть курить?
Есть, я потом дадут.
Кто пленный?
Эй, его позову.
At one point, a hostile drone waiting near a road is spotted and neutralized by a sniper, eliminating a potential threat. Inside the dugout, coordination continues. Fighters take brief moments to rest before resuming the assault. Many occupiers choose to surrender. Numerous enemy troops remain hidden in shelters throughout the forest, creating an immense workload for the assault team.
Аня, в принципі...
The scale of the enemy's defensive network becomes clear. The forest is filled with deep, reinforced shelters, some large enough to accommodate vehicles or even tanks.
Дип! Ты сдаешься или нет? Последний шанс! Он ствол выбросил! Стой! Руки покажи!
Another enemy soldier is captured. Disoriented but unharmed, he claims to be alone in his shelter. After the position is secured, he is escorted to join the other prisoners.
Бегом! Бегом! Идем! Ходи.
Бачите, ми повністю прочистили ліс.
Так, все, мужчини, давайте, собрались і додому поїхали.
With multiple captives secured, the unit advances toward new lines. Entering a nearby settlement, they discover a basement previously occupied by enemy forces.
Спрятался? Алло. Что там? Стой.
Подивлю, в підвалі.
Ні, там 4 или 5.
Давай.
The assault begins with a grenade. Several occupiers inside agree to surrender and emerge unarmed. Preliminary reports indicate 4 to 5 prisoners from this location alone. They are questioned and confirm their willingness to surrender, further expanding the exchange pool. Exhausted and demoralized, they are likely to find more stable conditions in Ukrainian captivity than they experienced at the front. Elsewhere, another unit of the 3rd Army Corps conducts a similar assault on a different defensive line. The terrain remains densely forested, though there are exposed areas that must be crossed without cover. In this sector, hostile FPV drone activity is significantly higher, requiring constant vigilance.
Двигаемся! Смотрим норы, лёжки, аккуратно! Кто это стреляет?
Sustained suppressive fire from the assault troops forces the enemy to keep their heads down, allowing further advance. An enemy mortar attempts to engage but fails to locate Ukrainian positions and fires in the wrong direction. Calls for surrender echo across the battlefield.
2 плюс-минус 2-3. Сдавайся!
Hostile FPV drones attempt strikes but fail to inflict damage.
Целые! Надо двигаться.
Grenades render another shelter unusable. Thick smoke fills the area, severely limiting visibility. An assault soldier moves into a darkened shelter, firing ahead into the obscured interior to prevent any immediate counterattack. The position is cleared. No enemy remains inside. The unit continues advancing toward remaining enemy positions.
Улетіло? Плюс. Кажи, біжим. Давайте, я пішов. Слева по нас. Нормально, братан, не сильно? Маленько, вот, смотри.
Reports come in of heavy FPV drone activity in the sector, complicating movement. Soldiers must constantly scan the sky while maintaining fire toward enemy positions, dividing their attention between ground threats and aerial danger.
Все, не отвлекайся ни на что, работаем, просто работаем. Стой! Один 200.
Another shelter is cleared. An enemy radio is discovered, and the unit begins monitoring hostile communications. The commander fires controlled bursts towards suspected enemy locations to prevent counterfire. The position is secured with no enemy detected.
Підходь! Контрольте! Контроль! Минус. Так, сейчас. Контроль 12, фаст 12. Братан, уже все чисто, зачистили.
Ukrainian assault troops call out enemy call signs to get closer to opposing forces. The ruse works. The occupiers mistake them for allies and allow them to approach. They quickly pay the price for that miscalculation.
Это ты стрельнул? Нахуя? Ну что ты? Подожди, я перезаряжу. А ну попробуй с ним сейчас забазарить. Братан! Не, он походу здесь. Не стрелял в потолок. Да, ну это понял, когда падал. Отходи назад. Надо, чтобы дым вышел, ничего не увидим.
The remaining enemy personnel are instructed to exit their shelter unarmed if they wish to surrender. This ensures the safety of both the assault troops and the prisoners themselves. One of them insists he is not wounded. He is given clear instructions. He states that he is a regular soldier who has been at the front for only 2 weeks. He is given a cigarette while awaiting transfer into custody. The operation concludes successfully. Multiple fortified positions are cleared, numerous prisoners are taken, and the defensive line is significantly weakened. With their objectives achieved, the fighters can finally withdraw and rest before the next mission. Glory to Ukraine. Kremina, forest area near Kremina. Some of the fiercest battles were fought here. Now we will see how the Azov Brigade and its assault unit clear enemy positions. The assault group prepares to move out, checking weapons, preparing equipment and supplies. Everything is fully prepared. They inspect each other to identify any mistakes in gear. Such checks are carried out before every mission. Now they move to the starting position. Tanks move first to open the way to the enemy positions. They fire and clear paths through the forest. From that point on, everything depends on the assault troops. The assault group begins its movement, with tanks advancing in parallel. Their task is to drive Russian occupiers out of forest positions. This is extremely difficult, but essential for liberating this sector. The tank completes its strike. Enemy morale is low. It is time for the assault group to engage. The battle is conducted in pairs. Each soldier has a partner. When one reloads or throws a grenade, the other covers him. Fighters try not to cluster together so the enemy cannot hit several soldiers with one shot. Unfortunately, this is not always possible. Trenches are narrow and shallow. There are few places where pairs can move side by side. Grenades are thrown, and immediately after the explosion, the shelter is cleared with small arms. Action camera footage allows all movements to be analyzed after the assault. Mistakes, if any, will be identified and used for future operations. All information is classified, collected, and processed for training future assault troops. The fighters move fast, so the enemy has no time to recover. After tank fire, they advance with rifles, grenade launchers, and hand grenades. A grenade launcher fires. Small arms, fire follows, and the group pushes forward.
Давай!
Constant mutual cover. One fighter throws a grenade, the other provides cover. Fire is controlled. Short, aimed shots rather than long bursts. There is a wounded soldier. He is pulled to the rear. For him, the assault is over. Evacuation will take him to medical treatment. A fighter uses a strobe flashlight to disorient the enemy inside a dark shelter. He offers the enemy a chance to surrender. The Russian soldier agrees. He exits the shelter and is immediately questioned about how many are inside. He was alone in that position. He gives information about the next enemy positions, their numbers and locations. He is sent to the rear, where he will later be exchanged for Ukrainian prisoners. Ukrainian fighters always offer the enemy a chance to surrender first. If they refuse, fire is used. The fighters shout "Hurrah!" to encourage each other. Position by position, bunker by bunker, the enemy shelters are cleared. Usually, there is at least one enemy soldier in each dugout. Another soldier is wounded. His condition is serious. Medical aid begins immediately. He has a penetrating wound to the side of the chest. The wound must be sealed to prevent pneumothorax. In such cases, every second counts. One fighter calls for support. 2 more men are needed to carry the wounded soldier to evacuation. He is alive, but in critical condition.
Зим, спасите его, блядь, пожалуйста. Суббота, выдели 2 человека, брат, надо вынести тяжелого.
They keep talking to him constantly to monitor his condition. A stretcher is deployed. Evacuation begins. Ukrainian soldiers always recover their wounded and fallen from the battlefield. No one is ever left behind. No one is forgotten. This terrible war was started by Russia, without regard for its own citizens or those of Ukraine. The clearing must continue. The assault goes on.
Шелест, братан, живи, блядь! Зачищайте! Ебать! Держи внимательно! Пропустили видно!
Grenades and gunfire. The fighters continue working in pairs. If one cannot fight, another replaces him. While one prepares a grenade, the other watches and covers. The grenade is inside the enemy shelter. Explosion, gunfire, clearing, everything is filled with smoke. Visibility is poor. The fighters reach a key line where they can take defensive positions and wait for the consolidation group. Another wounded soldier.
Давай, туда, парни, не теряемся. Ему скажи. Да. Затягивай сильно. Принял. Харон. Я хижак, прием.
While he provides first aid to himself, others cover him. A medic cannot always reach the wounded because the enemy may still be inside the shelter. The wounded fighter had been under direct fire, but his comrades handled the situation correctly. The position is fully cleared. More fighters arrive. After full clearing, the area is inspected again to ensure no enemy remains behind their lines.
человек. Они в твоем распоряжении, растягивай. Рычаг стрекоза зачищена, эвакуируй. Контрольте фланги! Контроль фланги!
Сам штурм у нас занял время около 20 минут. Когда мы делаем налеты какие-либо на позиции, мы зашли, противника уничтожили позицию. В данный момент противник преобладает силами артиллерии, у них наиболее безопасная пехота. Когда он непосредственно идет в штурм, наши парни не сомневаются в том, что но при этом мы его никогда не трогаем.
В самом штурме тупо, блядь, один человек нахуй потерь.
2-300.
Говорю, при самом... Нет, один человек потерь. А потом тупо арта...
All fighters gather in the shelter and discuss the assault. They conduct an initial analysis and plan the next steps. They will wait here for the main forces to arrive and secure the position. They report to command and rest. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. See you in the next videos. Hello everyone. In this video, you will see the latest assault on Russian positions near the Road of Life to Bakhmut. Subscribe, like, comment, and follow the channel. Enjoy watching. Ukrainian soldiers dismount from an armored vehicle and immediately move into the trench line. Enemy positions are located ahead. Fighters of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade prepare for contact. A drone guides their movement from above. Enemy firing points are detected and transmitted to the assault group in real time. The assault begins. Grenades are thrown into the first enemy positions.
Плюс. Малой, нам гранату с левого фланга закинули. Кидай еще одну туда.
The assault group reaches the first enemy foxholes inside the trench. An enemy FPV drone approaches. The fighters manage to shoot it down. Movement is slow and difficult because of deep mud and constant shelling. Artillery and mortars force the group to advance cautiously. Enemy soldiers are spotted in the trench and engaged with grenades and small arms.
Передвигайся! Передвигайся! Вон, вижу пидора. Пацаны, второй поворот налево там был. Вижу!
Several enemy fighters are neutralized in the trench. They are no longer capable of resistance. The group advances with spacing of 5 to 15 meters to reduce losses from drones and artillery. Drone reconnaissance shows that other Ukrainian assault groups entered these positions from different directions. Mortar fire supports the advance.
Я назад оттягиваюсь и хуярю в туда. Давай быстрее, садись сюда. Давай. Смотри, что пидор не ушел.
The assault continues deeper into the trench network. While one fighter throws grenades, others provide covering fire. FPV drones remain a constant threat. The fighters report enemy movements to each other and maintain contact with drone operators.
Пидор сверху бегает. Пидоры вылазят наверх на брустер. Пидор, контакт, вижу. Крою. Малой, на зв'язок. Укрытие. Малой, перелет 20 метров. Вперед перед нами, пидор, за их спиной уебало метров 30.
The group reaches a forest belt where trenches become deeper and shelters more numerous. Terrain becomes more complex. The enemy previously tried to seize these positions to cut Ukrainian supply routes toward Bakhmut. This area is critical for logistics and movement of personnel and ammunition.
Выдвигаемся. Обратно. Оттуда как пришли. Стой, тебе воги надо?
Давай, иди, мы вместе идем.
Он идет с нами, Кипиш идет с нами, я иду. Давай, продвигаемся просто. Да? Да. Так. Беги. Нормально. Не так же ебал, как у тебя, давай.
Стой, где я?
Давай, братан, отдупляемся. We have orders to go and storm, so man, we can. Okay. We say our commanders, so you contact with your guys. Don't worry, our guys on frontline now. No, you know. So you're not alone here.
Принял. Верона, браво.
The fighters encounter underground shelters and concealed firing points. There is a constant risk of mines, unexploded ordnance, and enemy soldiers hiding below ground. Some trench sections are shallow and poorly protected, making them vulnerable to drone-dropped munitions and mortar fire.
Там американцы ранены, их не достать нормально.
Принял. Там в зоне 3, зоне выгрузки наш 300-й. Отправь...
Понемногу, да. О, братан, первый взвод.
Там есть траншея большая?
Нормально упал. Давай, не теряем контакт с ним, погнали. Проходило много, да? Пару часов назад.
Да.
Все, плюс.
Произошло.
Еще двое.
After clearing each section, 1 or 2 fighters remain behind to secure the rear and prevent counterattacks. Mud slows movement and clogs weapons and equipment. Fighters must regularly clean their rifles to keep them operational. Despite exhaustion, the group continues advancing.
Где пидоры?
Да, я тут. Вот справа. Плюс. Да, плюс, хорошо.
Cleared positions are searched for ammunition, documents, and enemy equipment. Captured materials will be transferred for intelligence analysis. If prisoners are taken, they are evacuated for interrogation to obtain operational information about enemy defenses.
Горишь как огонь. Давай, не могу встать. Подними меня. Оп. Оп. Супер. Да. По дороге, там в окопе, пидоры, аккуратно. Плюс. По дороге перебежал в окоп. Двигаемся.
The assault group approaches the enemy's key defensive positions. The closer they get to fortified areas, the stronger the resistance becomes. Fighters spread out and move one by one, covering each other. Any concentration of personnel becomes a target for drones and artillery.
Что там, бабо? Давай. Давай. Давай.
The assault operation continues as planned. Enemy positions are gradually cleared. The success of the operation depends on coordination, drone guidance, and strict discipline. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Support the Defense Forces of Ukraine. See you in the next video. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Ukraine, Eastern Front. Assault troops of the Azov Brigade are carrying out a classified clearing mission in a forested area occupied by Russian forces. The objective is to locate and eliminate enemy firing positions hidden among trees and shelters. Silence is critical. The fighters move as quietly as possible to approach the enemy at close range. They're equipped with modern camouflage, suppressed weapons, and advanced optics. Communication is kept to a minimum. Most signals are given by hand gestures. This is how experienced assault troops operate, quietly, methodically, and with discipline.
Свои.
The group advances from shelter to shelter. They discover abandoned enemy gear and inspect it for useful items and documents. Anything valuable is taken. The rest is hidden under leaves so their presence is not revealed. One of the fighters spots an enemy firing position prepared for a machine gun. Another enemy position is detected nearby. The group continues forward, remaining unseen by the main enemy forces.
Я посмотрю. Барс. Зліва, можливо, бачу мішки. Що? Де? Ага. Барс, тут справа Льошка. Мне тоже кажется, что мешки. Барс. Там у нас...
The fighters reach the machine gun position. Only the weapon is found. The crew has already left. The position is searched for ammunition and intelligence. Moving through the forest is extremely dangerous. Tripwires and improvised explosive devices may be hidden in the undergrowth. A fighter checks the map to see how far remains to the next objective. The shelter smells strongly, showing it was used recently.
Гранаты. Там на 2 человек. Нет, там Лёшка, накрытая тент и Москвич.
Coordinates of the enemy shelter are marked on the map. The group commander assigns tasks and gives movement directions. Soon, the fighters reach a natural obstacle, a swamp. The commander changes his optic, switching from a thermal sight to a red dot sight. Stealth remains critical. If detected, the enemy could respond with artillery, mortars, or FPV drones.
Старый, туда лезь, он там воняет. Лишь. Я на карте отметил, если что. Да, там дох, он тупо на все это лежит, воняет, он там. Он уже так, что? Мы дальше двигаем. Смотри. Точку ставили вот.
Забирай сапера, с нами тоже в боевой порядок, разворачиваемся.
Я буду контролить 12. Давай левей, туда.
Барс, ми дійшли до болота.
Достань у меня с маленького рюкзачка коллиматор и вложи в большой тепловизор. Давай, оперативненько.
Группа просто. Переходим в болото, идем дальше. Группа Фроста, двигаемся дальше. Перед тобой что-то похожее на лёжку. Сухостой, видишь? Барс Фросту. Мы на финальной точке. Повтори, не прошу.
The group reaches the final point of this phase. Signs of recent enemy presence are visible. This position will be used as a temporary strong point. Some fighters from another group are evacuated due to wounds. A short firefight breaks out here. The enemy is captured alive. This confirms that Russian units were still operating in the area. A second assault group begins its mission. They cross a water obstacle, a river, using a boat. They land at dusk and move toward their start position. A local guide leads the group, using his knowledge of the terrain to approach the enemy safely.
Что делать? На. Все, можем идти. Плюс. Переступай высоко.
The fighters engage the enemy and immediately seize the initiative. A grenade launcher is used first, followed by small arms fire. They change positions quickly so enemy artillery cannot target them. The enemy is extremely close. Dense vegetation blocks direct visibility, so suppressive fire is used. One fighter sees enemy movement and takes cover behind a tree and brush.
Вон, видишь? Черная.
troops attempt a counterattack. One of their shelters is destroyed by a grenade launcher. The Azov fighters take up observation positions again. They move and change positions repeatedly. They cross the river once more using a waiting boat. The group withdraws safely to a secure area. Mission accomplished. Enemy forces are neutralized. The forest operation lasts approximately 12 hours. Another group is operating inside a nearby settlement. Their task is counter-sabotage, locating Russian fighters hiding inside houses and basements. Local residents report that enemy soldiers are hiding underground. Basements are actively cleared using grenades and small arms. One shelter is destroyed. The entrance collapses, trapping enemy soldiers inside. One Azov fighter is wounded in the forearm. He moves to a safe position for treatment and refuses evacuation. Medical aid is provided on the spot. The group continues the mission.
Ну що там, ну що?
Парні, передайте на мене, що я добіг до вас.
Добіжав до нас, даємо допомогу.
У руку залетіло, поняв, вище кисті. Осколок. Ні, це прильот. Скажи, що поки не треба, поки не треба евакуації. Все зай...
Vegetation around houses is extremely dense. The enemy can fire from windows while remaining almost invisible. The fighters encounter civilians who invite them into their apartment. Even homes with civilians must be searched. Russian troops may take hostages or hide among residents. Every apartment, basement, and garage must be checked. Some apartments are locked. Owners have evacuated. The group coordinates inside one apartment and continues forward.
Еду приносить воду, если надо будет. Но просто метку поставим, что сюда вам надо заносить воду, еду. Красный и белый пропускать не буду. Ой, кот красивый. Не вообще не надо чипать. Вы правильно. Давайте, идите дальше. Короче, отметим, что вы тут сидите, вам будет приносить еду и воду. Самая лучшая дорога.
The fighters enter another courtyard with a basement, garage, and house. An enemy soldier is detected behind a door. A grenade is thrown. The enemy is neutralized quickly. There is a chance more enemies are inside, so a full clearing is conducted. Suppressive fire is used to move safely along the street. Another enemy is found in a nearby house. After confirming the area is clear, the fighters move on.
Ти поняв? Отуди.
Гранату. А куда? Я по всем векам буду.
Идем по улице, идем в самый край.
Although heavily destroyed by bombs and artillery, this settlement remains strategically important. Basements and ruins are used as firing positions by Russian forces. A fire breaks out in one building. Reports indicate active enemies remain inside another section. An explosion occurs, its source unclear. The fighters are forced to pull back temporarily due to smoke. Windows must be removed to enter the building. This is extremely dangerous. Enemies may fire while debris is being cleared. Ukrainian assault troops are trained for the most dangerous missions: forest warfare, urban clearing, close quarters combat, stealth operations, working near civilians. They rely on discipline, small unit tactics, coordination, and battlefield intelligence. They do not simply attack. They control, secure, and protect. The operation weakens enemy presence in both forest and settlement. Enemy fighters are neutralized or trapped. Civilians are identified and protected. The area becomes safer for Ukrainian movement. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Support the Azov Brigade and the Defense Forces of Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Ukraine. Eastern Front. Assault troops of the Azov Brigade conduct a clearing operation near the front line. Their task is to search basements and shelters where Russian soldiers may be hiding. The enemy is already demoralized. They know this settlement is now under Ukrainian control. Before entering each shelter, Ukrainian fighters always call out and offer the enemy a chance to surrender. This is done both to save lives and to protect civilians who may be hiding underground.
Група рухається нам. Ось там попередити. Не, нам ще треба наоборот. Трошки далі. Дев'ятка.
The assault group continues checking shelters. If no one answers from inside, the shelter is cleared with grenades and small arms fire. One basement is confirmed empty. The fighters move toward the next buildings. This settlement contains many damaged and destroyed houses, making it ideal for hiding places. Urban clearing is one of the most dangerous missions in modern warfare.
Выходи. Бросай оружие, выходи.
Обещай ему держи, даю слово. Прямо с поднятыми руками выходи. Держи, обещай. Да, выходи. Да, это я.
Russian soldiers are warned again that surrender is their only chance. Ukrainian troops always ask before clearing a shelter if anyone is inside. This rule also protects civilians who may still be hiding underground. If civilians respond, they are helped and evacuated. Another Russian soldier is found in order to crawl out unarmed. He obeys and is taken prisoner. His call sign and unit are recorded.
Тримай. Шантарам. Все нормально. Да. Да.
Плюс, держи. Пошел. Ми під їх, закосили, я сказав їм, щоб вони лишались там, і ми потім їх якось достанемо. Вивалися, мене ответишь через 2 секунди, ми вас.
Inside another shelter, weapons and equipment are found. 3 more enemy soldiers are captured. 2 of them surrender voluntarily, realizing they have no chance against Ukrainian assault troops. Their call signs are recorded as well. The professionalism and training of Ukrainian assault units leave the enemy with little choice but surrender.
Давайте ниже. Вас никто убивать уже не будет, типа. Дальше можешь пройти? Ну пройди дальше, старый. Сейчас тебе помогу. Ваші позивні. Це позивні Дудік і Муфта. Їх було 8.
Давайте я до колодця і буду крити 12 плюс.
Information is received that more Russian soldiers are trapped under collapsed rubble. They cannot leave the shelter on their own. Ukrainian fighters deceive them tactically, saying they are allies and will return Zabar or later. This prevents the trapped soldiers from resisting or detonating explosives. The information about them came from previous prisoners. Their call signs and positions are known.
У вас оружие целое? Сейчас, подожди, что-то... Мужики! Будьте здесь, мы позже придем, сейчас не сможем достать вас. Хорошо, будьте здесь. Давай. Можна спробувати розкопати їх. Треба якось це, зараз просто не варіант. Пауза. У них є радіостанція. Сказали, що є муфта, ми під їх, закосили. Я сказав...
Там де низ завала, виходить, туди походиш.
Бабах!
The group moves on and discovers another enemy position. This time, a large number of Russian soldiers surrender at once. They are ordered not to take weapons or personal belongings. More prisoners are added to the group. The scale of work in this settlement is enormous. Almost every intact or damaged building may contain enemy fighters. At the same time, some civilians still remain in the area.
Быстрее! Подожди! С поднятыми руками! Все! Спокойно! Двоє у нас, відходимо до фіша, прийом. Давай, только в темпе.
Another building is searched. In the basement, civilians are found. They are offered evacuation. Some refuse, despite the danger. One civilian shows another basement and reports that Russian soldiers were hiding there earlier. The fighters move to check this information. The presence of civilians allows the enemy to use them as cover or hostages. This severely limits the use of heavy weapons by Ukrainian forces.
Ну, ніфіга собі. А ну не придумай, що ви тут останетесь.
А що ви нам?
Ну, ви нам не будете...
Ваші матері хочуть, щоб ви живі були. Просто за якого та діда.
Право ваше.
Ну, послухай, починаємо.
Заходимо. Покажи мені, що як до чого. А? Да, покажи мені, будь ласка. Катка до мене. Добрий день, не лякайтесь. Ви тут контроль, чисто. Заходьте сюди. Є бажання виїхати звідси? Ми можемо це організувати. Приїде транспорт, вас евакуює з речами. Тільки що ви виїжджаєте, ви проходите реабілітацію, вам надають квартиру, роботу, все вам надають. Тобто вам...
Вот тут выйдешь, если что. Вот тут калитка сразу.
Ага, справа.
А кто там сидит, не сидит?
А він дивиться входом сюди, так?
Да, да, да.
Все, я знаю, це і більше підвалів немає.
Не, есть еще в следующем доме подвал. В следующем доме подвал. Уже есть. Вот. Дальше не.
Вот. Я понял. Добре, дякую вам велике.
И дом сгорел.
Все, ми зараз. Да, добре.
Закройте.
Да, понятно. Контроль дом.
Another house is cleared. The last building for today is checked. Again, Ukrainian fighters warn the enemy to come out. Another Russian soldier surrenders and is taken prisoner. He will be added to the exchange fund.
Сюда ползи, ко мне ползи. Ползи ко мне, быстро. Ко мне ползи тоже, давай. Третий где? Быстрей. Все. Проходите вперед. Вперед, давайте, быстрее, убивать вас не будем.
Давай, за тобой след. За фронет. Давайте подсаживайте друг друга, мужики, давайте быстрее.
Ukrainian assault units are trained for the hardest missions, clearing trenches, storming buildings, searching basements, operating in civilian areas, fighting at close range. They work in small teams, cover each other, and rely on discipline and coordination. Their goal is not destruction, but control, security, and protection of civilians whenever possible.
Сюда. Ну ти ж курив, де ти сигарету брав? Поділися малим сигаретою.
The settlement is cleared of enemy forces. Numerous Russian soldiers are captured. Weapons and equipment are seized. Civilian shelters are identified. The area is secured.
Сюди. Так, тепер ці руки за голову. Вас до... Шлем можна сказати. Много наших осталось.
Russian soldiers are discovered in a shelter and taken prisoner. The fighters urge them to move quickly and leave the basement. They are told they are lucky to have survived and surrendered. These prisoners will be evacuated to the rear, receive medical care, and later be exchanged for Ukrainian defenders. They are even given cigarettes after asking for them. One of the prisoners asks if he is truly captured. He is told yes, and that he will be treated according to the Geneva Conventions. Their hands are tied for safety, and they are seated while other enemy positions are searched.
Туда, в угол,
туда,
в угол.
зайдите. Вас дрон не видит.
Ты туда.
Support the Azov Brigade and all defense forces of Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
Так, ось захвачена підка позиція.
Donetsk region, eastern front of Ukraine. A soldier from the Presidential Brigade shows positions that were previously held by Russian forces and were successfully captured during an assault. Several enemy soldiers were taken prisoner during the operation. He explains where the enemy had placed their machine gun nests, mortar firing points, infantry firing positions, and observation posts used by anti-tank units.
І можливість вражати техніку, там бронетехніка, яка буде підходити. Це все в них такі норки, щоб можна було ховатися при прильотах. Хорошо були зариті, і цю позицію наші союзники не могли взяти. Поки вже не почала долбити нормально арта, і арта пішла піхота, там, штурмовики. І під 17 це вже була друга їхня лінія.
The occupiers had been living and sheltering here, hiding from Ukrainian artillery strikes. The position was captured exactly according to plan. The assault was successful. Several enemy soldiers were taken prisoner, and Ukrainian forces seized a large amount of weapons, ammunition, and military equipment. Even now, supplies and some abandoned weapons remain at the position. What once served as a shelter for the enemy is now being used by Ukrainian defenders. The footage you are watching shows the assault on this position. Ukrainian troops move along a forest belt as Russian forces begin attempting a counterattack. Soldiers of the Presidential Brigade advance methodically. As you can see, there are a large number of Russian troops in the area. However, they are unable to stop the momentum of the Ukrainian assault group.
Пошли! Первая четверка, вперед!
The assault troops push forward and soon reach the enemy trenches. Shouts from Russian soldiers can be heard. Some of them are already attempting to surrender. A few enemy fighters continue returning fire, but their ammunition is running low. They cannot reload fast enough. Soon they will either surrender or remain forever in these trenches.
Справа, Саня, гранату!
Ukrainian soldiers operate with clear coordination, working in pairs. This method allows them to move quickly through trenches while maintaining constant fire coverage without blocking the line of sight of their teammates. Such coordination allows assault units to surround enemy positions and neutralize resistance. Less than an hour after the assault began, Ukrainian forces had already secured a significant portion of the enemy positions.
Пустой! Пустой!
At this stage, the fight transitions from direct firefights to clearing operations. Soldiers search trenches, bunkers, and shelters to eliminate remaining threats and prevent return fire. Most dugouts and defensive structures have already been cleared, and the position is now under Ukrainian fire control.
Армен, Армен, я Сара, прийом.
Сара, як 480.
Наша. Армен, Армен! Плюс, занял!
Давайте, хлопці, обережно.
Я понял! Он шестой?
One of the main challenges of this assault was the season. During summer, dense vegetation makes it difficult to observe enemy positions. Before the assault, Ukrainian artillery and mortars heavily struck the area. As a result, much of the foliage was destroyed, allowing drones to observe the battlefield more effectively. Using aerial reconnaissance, key enemy positions were identified in advance. Before the assault began, the soldiers already knew how they would coordinate their movements inside the Russian defensive lines.
А, что, у нас 300 или что? Держи на контроле.
Before every assault operation, reconnaissance and detailed planning are conducted. Today, reconnaissance has become much more effective thanks to drones, which allows soldiers to monitor enemy activity from the air. According to soldiers from the Presidential Brigade's assault unit, the operation went according to plan.
Ну чё ты, как звать-то? Телефон, там пароль, там
The first prisoners of war are now being escorted away for evacuation. They are questioned for information about passwords, call signs, and the positions of other enemy units further along the defensive line. As we saw earlier in the video, Ukrainian forces can now move freely through these positions that were once held by Russian troops. The Presidential Brigade has a strong reputation within the armed forces of Ukraine. One of the soldiers notes that the operation unfolded almost exactly as planned. Captured ammunition and equipment are now being distributed among Ukrainian troops. Enemy radios have also been seized, allowing Ukrainian forces to monitor Russian communications. Many of these captured resources will now support Ukraine's defense forces.
АКМа? Конечно! Есть, конечно, хочу, ёшкин кот. Охуенно, да, АКМС, на в рот.
Магазин открылся.
Ага. А?
Пулемет да. Забрал.
Трофеи. Похваточка тоже. Муха тоже. Это тоже. О, вот это все набодяжили.
In another operation involving the same brigade, the battle has already begun. Ukrainian soldiers move directly toward enemy positions. The most dangerous part of the mission is crossing open terrain. The soldiers are now moving across a field between two forest belts. The distance is approximately 1.5 kilometers. 1.5 kilometers of constant danger. At any moment, FPV drones, mortar fire, artillery strikes, or small arms fire could target them. The soldiers spot a drone in the sky and immediately attempt to shoot it down. It was most likely a Russian drone preparing to attack their position. The assault group fires an RPG toward enemy trenches and begins advancing.
Давай гранаты! Давай ще!
Every assault typically begins with grenades thrown toward enemy positions, followed by intense suppressive fire. This prevents the enemy from raising their heads or returning fire effectively. There are not many enemy soldiers in these trenches. Some of them surrender almost immediately, realizing it is better to give up than be destroyed in the trench.
Спитай, скільки їх тут було!
Сколько вас? Тут было, пацаны, один застрелился. Один застрелился, нас двое.
They are questioned on the spot to gather information before the assault continues further along the enemy defensive line. As you can see, the Presidential Brigade carries out its missions with precision and discipline. Enemy prisoners are interrogated in accordance with the Geneva Conventions. Ukrainian forces consistently follow these rules and provide medical assistance to wounded enemy soldiers.
Сколько там?
Там, по-моему, трое.
Трое?
По-моему, да. Я не знаю, я туда не ходил.
Коли була
У
ротація?
меня вчера напарника моего этот.
В укриття по нам працюють.
Его выпустили.
The prisoners will soon be evacuated and transferred to prisoner of war camps, where they will receive care. Eventually, many of them will be returned home as part of prisoner exchanges.
Наших предупреди, ми видвигаємося.
Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. See you in the next videos.
Тільки дьорн! Ми готові виходити вам на виручку. Все, ми пішли пацанів виручати. Погнали!